So you probably clicked on this video because you're either in pain, ailing, giving up, fed up with life, depressed, anxious, you know, all of the above, all of the like. You know, you probably clicked onto this channel because you're looking for a little bit of hope. Well, I'm hoping that I can be that little bit of hope for you guys. My name's Lewis. I want to give you a quick background on when I started to get sick, really, and how my life was before I started to get sick. So I was in the British Army for 10 years, and it was a very intense job. I was in frontline infantry, so you can imagine lots of fighting, lots of combat, you know. And my health was fine until about 2012 when I went to Afghanistan, and it was a really rough tour. It was you know, we got shot at every single day. We were fighting for our lives. I got blown up twice by improvised explosive devices. Got injured. Both my eardrums were burst. You know, I had shrapnel wounds all to the bottom of my teeth, all scars along my face. You know, I'm lucky in the grand scheme of things because I could have lost some limbs, but I didn't. I mean, we were fighting for our lives pretty much every single day of that tour, and it took its toll on me. So my health was fine when I got back for about a year, and then that's when all these symptoms started. So it first started as anxiety, I guess. Started getting really anxious to go out and see friends and see family and just interact really with people. Also, I felt like I was a bit emotionally cut off from people, emotionally numb. That was probably one of the worst symptoms because I just felt like I couldn't feel or love anything, you know. Oh, excuse me. Of course I brought my watermelon juice. Why wouldn't I? Cheers. Yeah, so, I mean, I felt like I was cut off from everyone. And the more I tried, the worse it got. And I just felt like I was isolated and lonely, and it was horrible. You know, and that's kind of like manifested feelings that were happening inside of me, symptoms, you know. And then I was pushing everyone away, family away, you know, and I was being horrible to people, being angry. You know, these were classic post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms that I was in complete denial about at the time. But it started manifesting into physical after about 2 years. I've got seriously bad rheumatoid or arthritis in my knees. Couldn't run anymore. Every single time I put weight on my back and started running, because that was my job, my knees would pop and they'd blow up and I couldn't do my job. I was like a fish. I was just laying there in bed every single day in pain. And you know, it was tough. It was really tough, especially when you go from, like, you know, being peak fitness to being able to run twice a day, you know, doing track, doing cross country, doing weights, running, you know, to being a couch potato in bed every single day because you can't move. That was tough, and it was pretty damn rough, you know. And these symptoms were all manifesting inside of me because of trauma, and I didn't even realise that. You know, I didn't know that. I was just so naive, I was so in denial. And it wasn't until one specific, you know, event happened that I really thought, do you know what, I really need to see somebody now. And that was, it was firework night, I think. Yeah, firework night. And fireworks were going off everywhere, and I was under my bed for like 4 hours, and then I just went into this dark place where I hid under my bed for like a day, 2 days straight. People were banging my door down trying to get in, you know, and they couldn't get in. I was just, every time they banged on my door, my heart would skip a beat, you know. I was just like, oh, like thinking I was under attack, you know, thinking I was back at war. And eventually they got in and they come under the bed and they dragged me out, and I was like all like frail, and I hadn't eaten in 2 days, and I was scared, and you know, and it was a tough time, you know. I didn't even know what was happening to me. It was just like, because it was such a change of character and a change of personality, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I just didn't know what was going on. And I guess it was denial, pure denial. Just, I wasn't ready to accept that trauma was changing me as a person, you know, and that was tough. But eventually I sought help. I got help. Started seeing my therapist like twice a week. You know, started talking through trauma. You know, it was helping a little bit. But then I started experiencing other symptoms, like neurology symptoms. You know, like nerve pain. You know, aches and pains everywhere. You know, and I started getting migraines, dizziness. You know, and then honestly, like, I can't explain to you, I had pretty much every single symptom you can imagine. You know, and then I started getting digestive problems to the point where I couldn't eat because I was just going, or I was clogging up, and I couldn't actually go to the toilet for like 2-3 days. And you know, there was no in between. I had classic IBS symptoms, you know, and the doctors were just like, yeah, take this tablet, take this tablet, take this tablet, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, thinking that's going to cure me, completely and utterly naive and oblivious to the fact that that was just adding to my problems, you know. And it was a vicious circle of just going to doctors constantly, you know, and no one could help me at first, you know. I was on my own. I was going to all these doctors and they were saying to me, oh, you've got this problem, I can just bat some things off to you right now. You know, the doctors were saying, oh, you've got IBS, you know, you've got anxiety, you've got depression, take these pills, you know, take these antidepressants, you've got back pain, chronic back pain, take this naproxen, take this tramadol, take this everything, you know, feeding me like candy, every single drug you can imagine. You know, and I was just throwing it back, thinking, oh, I eventually will get better. No. I didn't get better. I got fucking worse, and a lot worse, you know, because everything that they were doing to me, they were adding to my acidosis, they were adding to my problems, they were adding to my acidity, they were giving me an acidic pill for an acidic problem, you know, and it was just adding to the problems. It wasn't ever going to get me better, let's be honest, you know. And it took me a long time to kind of realise that and open my eyes to the truth, really. But I started to reach out to professionals, like experts in the field. You know, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I reached out to a fibromyalgia expert, and she sat me down and she said, look, your problem is this. You've got stage 4 adrenal fatigue, where you're so burnt out, your adrenals just aren't producing the hormone anymore. You know, and I don't think that's true at all, really, to this day. She said you've got a thing called leaky gut syndrome. You know, and I was just thinking, what on earth does that mean? You know, I was sitting there like that, I've got all these problems, where's the solutions? You know, and it just became exhausting. Just a constant battle. And then she was like, you've got hypothyroidism, where my thyroid was underactive, you know, causing all these issues. And then she's like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to incorporate these. I mean, it was a pretty extensive like report, but there was actually no solution there from this expert at all. And that cost me £1,000, you know. And hang on, guys, let me just change the setting because the sun's probably beaming straight in there. Like, it's not great for the picture. Let me change it quick. I'm back. Yeah, so they were just feeding me, you know, all these problems, but no solutions. It was an endless battle, and I just didn't know what to do with myself. And the thing is, the worst thing is I was getting worse every single day. I wasn't getting any better, you know, and it was hard. And eventually, you know, evident now, because while I'm trying to heal these organs, you know, these glands, you know, it's evident to how I am really in the depth of like trying to heal it. You know, that's how bad it is, you know, and but these can all be regenerated, you know, and that's when Dan told me, have you heard of regenerative detoxification? And I said to him, no, what is that? And then he told me it's about detoxing your body at a cellular level. So it's about stripping everything back, you know, to where all that muscle you've been to the gym working out to get massive is stripped down, because it's mucus forming, because you've been taking animal protein, you've been taking dairy, yeah, all that muscle needs to be stripped down, yeah, and all that needs to be rid before you can start regenerating and getting healthy again, because that muscle is full of toxins, full of crap that the body needs to get rid of. And so I was all ears, and I was listening to him, and he just said, dude, he said, fibromyalgia is systemic acidosis. Systemic, all over the body. Acidosis, meaning acid, meaning burning. So basically what that means is people that are suffering from any kind of degenerative condition, like you know, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, anything like that, you know, inflammatory diseases, have a basically backed up lymph system. Their lymphatic system is stagnant, you know, their kidneys aren't filtering the lymph, which is the cellular waste from your body. The blood puts the cellular waste into the lymph system. The lymph then drains and drains throughout all the body, because you've got lymph nodes everywhere. It then drains, comes down to the kidneys, and the kidneys excrete it through your urine. And sometimes it can be excreted through your stools as well when you go to the toilet. But 9 times out of 10, because of our lifestyles, that's not the case. People are so backed up, they're so acidic. Yeah, I'm saying because I am. This is my life, this is what I'm telling you. Everything that I'm saying is what's happened to me. The alcohol made me so acidic, you know. The diet that I was on made me so acidic. Everything I was doing was feeding to this acidity, and I wasn't getting better, I was getting worse, you know. And I said to Dan, I said, well, dude, I said, I've been going to tons and tons and tons of blood tests. Every single doctor has told me your bloods are fine. You've got this problem, you've got this problem. And he said, dude, that's because it's not in your blood. You're not going to find your problem in the blood. Your problem is your lymph system, your lymphatic system, the body's sewage system. Yeah, anything that the body, yeah, the lymphatic system gets rid of cellular waste, cysts, tumours, bacteria, viruses, you know, anything you can imagine that's bad for the body and acidic, you know, from that putrefied meat you've just eaten, you know, it's going to get that through the blood and then pushed into the lymph. And then your body is then supposed to filter that through the kidneys and then excrete it through the urine. But 9 times out of 10, we don't have kidney filtration. So that lymph system is just backed up and it's just circulating around and it's getting stuck everywhere, all over your body. And that's why you start feeling pain, shoulder pain, muscle pain, nerve pain. It's all linked to the lymphatic system, not your blood. And then that's when my whole life kind of changed, you know. That's when it kind of went ding. And then he read my iris. He read my iridology reading, and he gave me that report back. And then he gave me a herbal protocol report back, and I started the herbs. And then my life just started changing from there. Really, it started getting better. You know, I'm probably 6 weeks in now, and I'm pretty high in detox at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling a little bit, you know, and I'm taking I'm learning to listen to my body and honour grounding, because I'm just 100 miles an hour all the time, because that's what it's like in the army. I'm learning to slow down, bring it back, you know, start incorporating more greens into my diet, start eating a sweet potato every now and then, the grounding foods, just get myself well again, you know, and don't rush it all, because at the end of the day, it's a process and it's a lifestyle, you know. We're trying to make changes and we're trying to ride the waves, you know, and I'm just trying to cut through the waves, you know, and I need to just learn to take a step back, take a moment, breathe the fresh air and enjoy the process. And that's what I'm really learning to do now. But guys, there is a way out. Trust me, all your health problems can be healed. I promise. I promise you. I've seen it, and I've heard stories. Robert Morse, yeah, he put this client that he had on, yeah, she come to her, she's about 40, 50 years old, riddled with cancer. Riddled. Poor thing, she's fine now, God bless, right? But he put her on a 40-day grape fast. No more cancer. You don't believe me? Have a look online. You Google it. Robert Morse 40-day grape cures cancer. Have a look at the testimonial of the woman. It's absolutely, it's incredible what fruit can do. But yeah, guys, there's a lot to it, you know, and this is why I'm making this channel, because I'm going to talk you through everything. I'm going to show you, you know, like the ups, the downs, you know, how to finally, you know, get yourself out of that pickle, you know, stop going to the doctors, stop being fed antibiotics like it's candy, because it's acidic, it's causing your problems, it's causing your ailments, it's causing your pain. We need to look to the lymphatic system for the root cause of the pain. That's where it all subsides, you know. People are going to get their bloods back, they're going to be fine, because relatively you probably are healthy, but your lymph system's not, because you're not filtering. Your kidneys aren't filtering, so you're not excreting that waste. It's moving back around your body, you know, and it's blocking everywhere up. You know, it's evident in my head. My whole head is congested, you know. I've got really bad sinus problems, I've got fluid in my ears, I can feel it, you know, and you know, that is evident that your lymphatic system is stagnant around the whole head area. That's bad. If you've got acids that are stagnant in your head area, you're asking for trouble. This is when it's going to start burning away your brain cells. You know, people with Alzheimer's, you know, and people with dementia. This is a horrible, horrible thing, because people aren't educated on it. But damn, it's the lymph system. It's the acids up there burning away at the brain cells. You need to drain everything. But it's incredible how everything is intertwined and interlinked, because the reason this is blocked is because this is blocked. My gut is so backed up with lymphatic waste, you know, and you know, I was told by the doctors I had leaky gut. You know, that's permeability of the lining. These are all problems, you know. The gut is directly linked. What's up, guys? Sorry about that. We had to move to my bedroom because my camera died. You know, I've only got one battery for this GoPro, so it's a bit of a nightmare. But where was we? We was talking about how the gut is directly linked to the brain. So if you're experiencing any kind of gut issue, whether it be like Crohn's disease, you know, IBS, a gluten intolerance, you know, any kind of digestive problem really, then that means you're going to have a lot of problems in this area. And if that is the case, then you're also going to have a lot of problems up here. You know, people that have digestive issues will always probably have sinus issues, fluid in their ears, you know, like foggy brain. You know, mind fog it all comes with digestion, because
that area is completely and utterly directly linked to your brain. And if that's backed up with lymphatic fluid, you know, acid, cellular waste that isn't passing through the urine or the stools, then your brain will also be backed up, because it unfortunately it's just linked that way. So to get the brain to, you know, clear out and drain of lymph and drain of cellular waste, you need to first get your gut sorted. Yeah, and you can do that by incorporating, which I'll talk about later, herbs and fruits. But it's pivotal that you clear the gut, so then you can start draining the brain. Because if you've got acids up here burning away at your cells in your brain, you're asking for trouble. That is just a one-way ticket to Hellville, literally. You know, you're going to start burning away cells that are essential for brain function, memory, movement. You know, all these like important functions that you need. You know, and it's going to burn them away, and you don't want that. You know, but it all starts here in the gut. And it's incredible to know how much they're both linked, you know. And again, it's power knowing that, because once you know what the problem is, you can empower yourself to get better again, you know. But yeah, I mean, I've had chronic pain for years, absolute years, guys. You know, my main pain was chronic back pain down where my kidneys are. Right, and it was chronic. I mean, most days I was walking like this, like any movement, slight movement will jolt, like I'm hitting nerve, you know. And it was probably the worst pain I've ever been in. I had to quit my job. I was in the army at the time, so I couldn't work. I was bedridden, you know. And it wasn't later until I started to like learn about health properly that I actually realised that it was the acidosis causing that pain. It was the acid around my kidneys, where my kidneys were so backed up with lymphatic waste that wasn't moving anywhere. You know, and it was causing acidosis, and it actually burnt away at my fucking vertebrae, because I've got degenerative discs in my vertebrae at the level where my kidneys are, and that's evident to how bad it is, you know, and how badly acids are burning away at these cells and at the body, and it's scary, guys. You know, especially if people don't know this information. That's the scariest part. But yeah. Also, my flexibility is really, really poor due to like the fibromyalgia, because it's very neural, so it's all linked to the nervous system. You know, like my hamstrings are so tight, it's like literally like an elastic band. You know, and I try to do yoga, I try to do Pilates, and I do stretch every now and then. But it is a struggle at the moment while I'm healing, because of the neuro pain. Everything's in spasm. Everything's so tight. You know, and it's horrible, because you don't want that. You want to be able to just feel loose and feel relaxed, you know, and you'll get there, but unfortunately it takes a while to get there, you know. I mean, I just wrote some points down here, guys, so I'm just looking at them every now and then just to make sure I'm not missing nothing. Yeah, so like for example, I mean, a pure example is me. You know, I was bedridden for 3 to 4 years. You know, I couldn't even get out of bed. I was in so much pain. Every time I walked, it hurt. You know, and I just in my head, I was just thinking, there's no way out. There's no escape. I genuinely thought I was dying. I thought I was dying, and my health anxiety went bop 100. So every single little pain, little niggle there, I was like, oh, what's that? I'm dying. You know, I was so hypersensitive to anything. It was horrible. And that's the nerve pain. Yeah, it's the all that neurology being flared up. You know, that's probably symptoms from the fibroid, probably symptoms from the Lyme's disease. You know, probably symptoms from just battering my body my whole life. Yeah, like, and that leads me on to the undiagnosed Lyme disease. I was bit by 2 ticks in Kenya back in like 2011 or something like that, and I've gone years and years not knowing, and that's a detrimental effect on your health if that's happening. Now eventually that can turn into nerve pain, nerve disorders. You know, you start forgetting things, you start getting mind fog. You know, my mind fog was so bad I couldn't even think straight. I couldn't even look straight. My eyes were going blurry every single day. I thought I needed glasses. Oh, guys, honestly, it's been a battle, literally an onward battle for years, until I finally found out the truth, you know, and started to heal myself. You know, like, I just want to add in one thing. When I was working at Tesco at the checkouts, I'd come home from work at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and I'd try and get my clothes off, and I promise you, this is where I was like, like I couldn't even lift my arm. I don't know how many of you have experienced this pain, but it's excruciating. And when you're doing this at 12 o'clock at night, waking your whole family up, I'm like, literally screaming, and I wasn't even moving my arm much. I was just trying to get out of my shirt. Most nights I'd go to sleep in my clothes because I genuinely couldn't handle the pain, and it was horrible. But yeah, let's move away from pain now. Let's move away from pain because it's horrible talking about it, let's be honest. And I want to thank you guys if you've stayed around this long. Yeah, I know it's quite a long old story about me, but I've got a lot to fucking tell. I promise you. I mean, this ain't not half it. I'm gonna trickle feed everything into my films as I talk anyway. But there's a lot going on in my life. There's a lot of hell. There's a lot of ups. There's a lot of downs. You know, but I'm starting to heal, and this is why I've made this channel. I want to reach out to you guys, all of you that are trying to heal, and show you that you can also heal. I promise you. You can. Alright then, let's talk about the steps that I've incorporated into my life now to, you know, try to get better, to try and heal, to try and, you know, heal these ailments that have been taking over my life for so many years. You know, and I'm gonna mention 2 or 3 steps now that I've taken that you could take today. You know, I invite you to take today. I plead that you take them today, because this is how you're going to start to heal yourself, I promise. You know, because these are the first steps that I took, and this is, you know, like how I started to heal. So the first step I want to talk about is drastically changing your diet. Yeah, I'm talking changing your diet completely. You need to switch off that thing you've learned your whole life, that you need meat to survive, that you need to eat protein to survive, that you need to eat carb to survive, you need to eat all this mucus forming foods to survive. Kick that aside right now. Alright, you need to quit. You need to get rid of eating meat. You need to stop eating grains. You need to stop eating dairy. You need to stop eating GMOs. You need to stop eating gluten. You know, you need to cut all these inflammatory foods out of your life. Because trust me, you're not going to heal waking up every morning and making a bacon sandwich with loads of HP sauce. Trust me, that was my go-to every morning. Pancakes, bacon. Honestly, they were adding to my problem every single day. These foods are inflammatory. These foods are horrendously bad for the body. When you eat them, they're mucus forming. They're acidic to the body. And the body has to work so hard to digest these foods and get rid of the metabolic waste. And if there's metabolic waste and you're not filtering and your body's not getting rid of that waste properly, guess where it's going, guys? Exactly. it's not going nowhere. It's circling round your body, up and down, up and down, up and down, getting stuck, getting stagnant, causing acidosis, burning away at your cells, causing all sorts of pain and ailment. You need to get rid of those foods, put them aside. I promise you guys, that is the first thing I did, and it was fucking hard. It was hard. It was so hard. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. You know, it was tough. You know, I've seen it and eat it, my diet, forever. You know, if I saw it, I'd eat it. You know, I loved eating meat. I'd go out to restaurants and order a platter of meat. You know, I was that guy. So giving up those foods that I've ate my whole life was difficult. It really was difficult. But you need to make sure that your why, your reason for doing it is so strong that nothing will stop you. Nothing will come against that why. Nothing will penetrate it, because it's so strong, and it's the reason why you are healing. You know, and those foods aren't going to heal you, guys. I promise you. You need to just get them out of your diet now. For example, dairy. Dairy goes into the body when you consume it, right? And when it hits the gut lining, yeah, your colon, what it does is it comes up to the wall, yeah, like that, and it sits on the wall, making a mucoid plaque wall, right? That's your wall, yeah. When normal foods come in, you know, all the foods go in, and then obviously it gets absorbed through diffusion, through a process called diffusion, which the blood then takes all the nutrients, yeah. Guess what? That's not happening when you're eating dairy. It's going in and it's causing all this wall to be mucus formed, right? So all the foods that you're then eating are coming in and hitting the wall. They're not getting through, yeah. That's when you see people that are malnourished. Yeah, people that when people fast or go on to a juice cleanse, they become very skinny because they've got all that mucoid plaque in their intestines that they need to get rid of. You know, and it's going to take a long time to get it out, and you're going to know about it when it comes out, because it stings like hell. You know, and you know it's coming out. Trust me, guys. But yeah, that's just dairy. You know, you're talking like there's a host of other foods that cause that problem. So yeah, food. Get rid of that food, guys. Get rid of the mucus forming foods, please. That's the first thing you need to do. And then you can then move on to the life-giving foods. Fruits, vegetables that God has put on this planet for us to eat. My diet consists of 80% fruit, 20% veg these days. Yeah, I juice, I smoothie, I make all my vegetables, steam them. You know, sometimes I have to ground myself and come back to earth, because sometimes I'm just flying high with a detox, and I need to calm down a little bit. You know, if you need help with the fruits, just reach out to me, and I'll talk to you about what fruits to incorporate. But guys, I'm talking about every single fruit you go into your supermarket and see, just get it in abundance. Get bananas, get oranges, get apples, get lemons, get limes, get cantaloupes, get melons, get watermelons, you know, get grapes, get all these incredible fruits in abundance, and make sure you're just consuming them, juice them, smoothie them. Just little steps at a time. Don't snack on chocolate. Grab an orange, grab a lemon, so not a lemon because it's pretty strong, you know, but grab some grapes, grab a melon, cut it in half, get your spoon and just eat it. Trust me, guys, that's what I've been doing, and it's incredible, and you won't believe the changes your body will take, the detox you will also go through. Because every time you're eating fruit in your mouth, you're detoxing. Really, trust me. Trust me. Alright, guys, and then let's move on to the next point, and that's incorporating herbs. Herbs that God has put in the earth for us to eat, for us to consume. He's made sure there's a herb for every ailment. Right? You incorporate herbs into your diet now, today, yeah, and you'll see how much your life's going to change. You may have organs, glands that are underactive, that are going to need a lot of help while you're detoxing, because they're being taxed every time that you're detoxing. You need to get herbs, consume them herbs through, and then make sure you're supporting them as much as you can, because it's going to be pivotal. Trust me, I wouldn't be where I am today on my journey. You know, I'm not going to rave about how I'm nearly healed, because I'm not, but I'm definitely better than what I was, and that's from the help of herbs, or herbs, however you want to say it. Guys, they're pivotal, and I'm going to talk about herbs a lot in my future movies. But guys, that's just 2 steps you can take now, and more of a holistic step that you can take today is also just learning to take 5-10 minutes of your night, of your day, of your morning, and just meditating. Yeah? Breathing. Becoming present and just slowing down. Meditation has been so incredible in my journey so far. I've been meditating every day, and I can't even explain to you how incredible it makes me feel after. Alright guys, they're just some points that I want to just cover and just push out to you, and hopefully you can resonate with them, and you can apply a few of them to your journey today. I really do hope you do. And I'm going to talk about this all in future videos anyway, but if you've got any questions at all, please just drop them in the comments and I will literally just reply to them straight away. Alright guys, happy healing. We've got this. We have got this, trust me. We are creating this community. We're creating this like-minded community now, you know, and we're all going through the same things. We're all ailing, we're all in pain, we're all trying to heal, we're all just, you know, want to live our lives pain-free. And I'm here to show you that raw, authentic journey. And I hope that you resonate with it, and you vibe with me, and you grow with me, and you heal with me. Guys, I love you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.